I have a very bad joke for you. Very lame one. I, you started laughing and I haven't
Sawa,
even
sawa,
said the
sawa.
joke. Okay. It's very easy considering it's episode 1. So yeah, I'm starting off easy. Why did the blind couple break up?
I don't know why. Why?
They just didn't see the relationship going anywhere.
That's
Hey there.
Finally.
Ooh, we're here.
Finally.
We are here. It's been so long.
It's been like 2 years in the making. We started having this conversation in 2021. Actually, during COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, the first time we did that trial run with the mobile phone.
It was during COVID.
Yeah, it was. So it's actually been 3 years.
So
in the
something that has
making.
taken 3 years. Here we are. Welcome to On a Friday.
Which befits the topic for
Today
episode 1.
does.
But yeah, this is On a Friday podcast. My name is Ron, and I am a serial procrastinator. I think that's all you need to know for now.
I thought you want to go in with the word serial.
Eh?
You want to go? Oh, you want to go in with chronic?
No,
What I
not
suggested is
chronic.
a chronic procrastinator.
Yeah, no.
It's
But
against that word.
I want to give a realistic perspective
Okay.
of how I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Realistic, sawa. Hi everyone. I'm Pascal. I am delusional. Maybe I don't know way of being realistic. I've
Yeah.
actually had that from a lot of people, and I'm starting to accept it as
Mhm.
just how I'm gonna be introducing myself. I'm just delusional. Then William say in my own world, like literally, it's just
Yeah, but it's not okay. It is a bad thing. It can be a bad thing, but it can also be a very good thing because the delusional people see things that are
yes,
impossible that other people
Yes.
don't think it's possible
yeah. But people get mad at them for that. So
until it works. Yeah,
if it works,
if it works. If it doesn't, it's a huge flaw.
but yeah. So
Anyway,
this is us, Ron and Pascal.
yes. Finally, the topic for today is procrastination.
Before that, yes, yeah, we've been saying we're doing it. I mean, procrastination is what we're talking about, but yeah, we've been saying we're doing the podcast for so long.
Mhm.
Maybe just to recap, finally we decided on it. Decided
Uh-huh.
on a weird name on a
Yeah.
Friday podcast.
Yes, because it is actually on a Friday.
But we do always keep it on a Friday though.
Yes, at least you'll be listening to it on a Friday.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
yes,
Yeah,
you'll be
release
listening to it on a
Fridays.
Friday.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. But on a Friday is a good name, Bado.
Mhm.
Keeps coming out. People get that energy. Remember the first time I
Eh.
told you about it is
Eh.
I wanted people to get that energy on a Friday.
Mm.
You don't think feeling uko nayo on a Friday na Monday ni mbili tofauti.
Of course.
Monday umeisha, umechoka. You still have fun memories in your mind, but Friday ni memories which are yet to come, but you're looking way more hopeful for them.
But on just squeezy weekend you on a Thursday.
So to change on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. Yeah, people just come to the office on Friday just to pass time. Like
Go to the office on a Friday.
they started their weekend like wanakujanga kuplan sherehe kwa ofisi na kwa like tunaenda pilo jioni. That's the only thing.
Okay.
It's just that you can't use company resources to hold a meeting, a virtual meeting, to plan for sherehe for Friday evening.
True.
So mnakuja tu kwa ofisi kuplan.
Enye mnajua ikifika saa 9 tunatoka tukipitia wapi kwanza kuweka foundation and then now moving forward. Nice. True. That's a good reason for going to work on a Friday.
Yes, please. If there's anything that takes me to work on my boss asisikie. Sijasema kitu.
Unaendanga Friday juu ya Monopoly. You guys do
Largely,
Monopoly.
yes. Like that's what I look forward
Fridays
to.
in your okay. But it's a good way to start it.
No, to end a Friday.
To start the weekend.
Oh, yes, to start the weekend. Because now
Friday
people,
evening.
after Monopoly, they leave the office to go sherehe sasa. Yeah.
Vizuri.
Yes.
Okay.
So proper.
Okay.
Yeah. So now can we go to the topic?
Yes. So now people know on a Friday. They know us.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's been hard.
It's been a long time coming. Like if there's the definition of procrastination is this podcast. Yeah. It's not we should have been season 10 by now.
But the 2020 tulianza fiti. Tuko poa, we
hadi
did
tukaplan content.
we had videos, we were doing it kwanza kwa video chat, so we used to make more sense and way better interaction, I say. And then ilikuwa time when we weren't seeing most of our friends often.
Yes.
I feel like most of us were way closer during 2020. Tulikuwa naongea nawe way more than siku hizi unaishi tu hapo across the road.
True.
So unapata ni kitu tukianza kufanya kitambo for sure.
Because things slowed down. Yeah, at least when it comes to your engagements with other things, like with work, with Nini, things really slowed down. So you really had more time to talk to people.
Ulikuwa kwa nyumba.
Exactly, but you had more time. Ulikuwa kwa nyumba doing nothing. Yes, because curfew lazima uko kwa nyumba by 7. Juu serikali imesema.
Tuko kwa mood ya Friday. Umesema curfew nikakumbuka by 7 tulikuwa kwa nyumba by 7. Sawa,
So
mood on Friday.
Yeah. So the first thing that I think we can talk about is, why do you procrastinate? You as Pascal, why do you procrastinate? Because I know I have my reasons, but what are your reasons?
Uniambia zako kwanza.
Acha kuniibia answers, please. Don't try to. Or should I start?
Okay, mi najua zangu and
were you embarrassed?
Yes. See, I even procrastinated replying to SMS.
No, you should be embarrassed about being late.
Being late is the whole point of procrastination.
Okay.
Guess on point today. But today had a really nice out plan. We're doing this first episode on a Friday, so like we are very ready for it. So mi nikajipangia a lot of things I want to do today. Ilikuwa niende bank, ilikuwa ni buy case ya hii kitu mpya ya phone. I think a few other things, pick up some stuff, run some errands. I did, but I did like a quarter peke yake. The rest, ilifika point nilikuwa naziangalia niko like kwa nini nilichizi nikipanga.
Or did you put too many things?
What are too many?
Too many things for me is if I plan out my day and I don't take into consideration that I might need some time in between activities, just in case something happens. It's like, for example, when I do my budget. It's like when I do my budget, I don't plan for every single coin because something might come up during the month. So even when I plan my day, if I have an activity, if I have 2 activities, 1 hour each, what I do is I plan them across 2.5 hours or 3 hours. Because I consider there might be something that will come up and I don't want that to ruin my nini. So naeka hiyo buffer, like 30 minutes, so that even if someone calls me with an emergency, I actually have time to anyway continue.
I didn't do that. I did not do that.
Will you plan for every single
mi napanganga vitu as in cheki leo ndafanya 1 2 3 4 5 alafu kitu ya 5 unajua ni pod but then we come and do the game repeat but kitu ya 5 unajua ni podcast, so I have these other things to do. Ufala ni I wake up in the morning so motivated, like for real, like before nilale I knew what I was going to do the following day. I have at least then my phone written somewhere, but I have a list, so I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm good. But naamka morning with that feeling inakuwa the first thought in mind was lazima nifanye leo, like can I but then I thought about it. True. True. I have 4 things to do before I show up to record, and then one of them ni bank. Like sinaweza randia bank next week Monday, siku na saa 2 bank inafunga 12. Hiyo ni line nilijua hakuna venye naweza fika mahali ati bank before 12. But nikajambia kuna next week, so just keep pushing stuff, the idea is always this time. So honestly today, despite the fact that I was very motivated to do it, I didn't do my bank errand. I didn't buy some stuff that I wanted. Even though nilitoka kwa hao mapema, like muka tu nkishindwa, but najua idea na kuanga hapo, kitu kwanza kuanga tu kuzipush. Najipata tu kuna next week, kuna kesho. I mean, it's not dying, it's not very importantly urgent, so taifanya baadaye.
Unajiuliza, will I die if I don't do this thing?
Kuna space kesho
will
mahali.
Anyone else die? People won't die. it's not the end of the world.
True.
Inaweza fanyika kesho.
So mi najipatanga mi am a very good planner.
Mm.
In certain these things, nakwambia
Ni
hadi niko na
execution
program
ndo
ya
shida.
next week. Hey. Najua what I'm doing Monday to Wednesday, at least
Yeah.
ni kazi, but sawa.
Yeah.
Najua what I'm doing next weekend.
Mm.
Like I have an idea. Hey, execution.
Execution ndo shida.
Execution na procrastination, hizo vitu
Yeah.
hizo on mbili
Uh-huh.
zinabaki tu zikichaza hapo zikipushiana.
So why do you procrastinate?
Because there's always an idea that kuna time. So I'm thinking, nafanya baadaye, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
There's a bit of fear, honestly.
In terms of?
Either afraid to fail, afraid to see the results, afraid to finish. As in, kuna kafia, but sijui ni fear nini. Okay, it varies. For some things, it's your bank, but I wasn't afraid of anything. It would just pushing it. Yeah. But a few other errands in Akwanga afraid. Like I was supposed to pick up a package.
Mm-hmm.
I did though. I picked up a package at one of our activity games. Mm-hmm. But I was afraid that naweza fika huko.
Yeah.
Alafu the person I'm supposed to pick it from hayuko. And that's like 1 hour to recording.
Uh-huh.
So nianze struggle, kumtafuta, kupotea, and then end up being even more late.
Yeah.
And I'm always late. But it's
even
such
more
things. It's such things that make me late. Because me, I plan so well.
Yeah.
I do. Execution me is a different me. You're
not the same person.
Mi nilimpatia plan before nilale usiku at 2 a.m.
You did your work. You did your work.
I did my work. But kuna some fear. Kuna some aspect ya fear. Just kuogopa kitu. Sijui nini. Ama inavari. Wewe?
I actually have a lot of reasons why I procrastinate. I really do.
I'm saying you don't look like you don't procrastinate a lot.
I actually do. And I'll explain how. And it's interesting because when I was growing up, my dad always used to tell me or tell us, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Like that was like his mantra. Ilikuwa ukitoka shule, haujafanya homework, unafikiria, see, I can do this homework tomorrow morning. Like I have time. Ndafika shule 6:30. Then I squeeze in like 30 minutes. I just do this.
Hata you have 10 minutes before lesson mwalimu afike.
Hata akiingia, like by the time he settles down,
anze kukumbuka kuna homework kabla anze kucollect kuanzia pale mbele na huko nyuma.
Afanye inspection and make sure the class has been washed. Like you would have finished that. But my dad always kept on asking us, is it something you can do today? Yes. Then do it today. Don't push it off until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But somehow I still ended up, even though I was raised by a very bright man, I still ended up niligrow up venye najisikia. Anyway, so I actually took some time to think about it. And one reason why I procrastinate is I plan too much. Like I'm a meticulous planner. Yes, I actually am. A lot of the people in my circle, especially, we've had this conversation at work before. And I tell people how I know what I'm going to dress on Friday or on Sunday. Like by Sunday najua nini ndava on Friday. Then one of my colleagues anasema, you amka, however he feels to dress that day. Like akikuwa kwa bafu ndo anafikiria what he's going to wear. Akikuwa kwa bafu in the morning. Mimi can't deal with that madness. Before I sleep, iyo nguo iko pale. Like I'm looking at it. Yeah. So, and it also goes to partly why we didn't start this podcast sooner, because I was trying to make sure that we have everything set out. We know everything. We know what to expect. We know all the risks involved. Like, so that just delays time. And one thing I've come to realize is a lot of times you won't know everything. And some things you learn, so to speak, on the job. Yeah, like you just start. Like where answer. Things will start falling into place. So that's one reason why I procrastinate a lot.
Because you plan a lot.
I plan a lot, which I keep on telling myself I'm not ready to start because I haven't planned enough.
Okay.
So I keep on pushing that date mbele because I feel like I'm not ready.
As you push it, you continue planning sasa.
Yes, I even go out to
Ngoja.
look for other things to plan for, because like other angles to consider. And bado ikifika that deadline that I had put for myself, na feel bado siko ready.
Yeah.
So target ya March inakuwa April inakuwa June, because by the end of June I feel I'm not ready, so I push it to July. Hivyo. Another reason, good old laziness. Like ndaamka ni feel like
Perfect Bruno Mars song.
like you really liked that song.
Hey,
You really liked that song.
Ever since, yeah, it describes everything you wanna know. The song is lazy. Lazy demo, lazy song.
Mpaka leo, every time I listen, I hear that song, I just kumbuka. You really used to like that song. But yeah, sometimes unaamka, and as I was saying before, you ask yourself, will someone die if I don't do this? Like, will I die? No. Okay, let me be more considerate. Will someone else die? No. Then I can push it to tomorrow. So sometimes inakwanga to laziness. Then another reason I noticed why I procrastinate a lot is I try to tie my targets to a specific season. Like I have to do this by the end of the first quarter, for example, of the year. So since I've put the time constraints in terms of quarters, if I don't meet that target by the end of the first quarter nisha March, I won't push it to April. I'll push it to the end of the next quarter. So target yangu itakuwa okay, I didn't manage to finish it in the first quarter. Now my new target is in the second quarter. Sitafikiria ati since it wasn't March, let it be April. Nafikiria let it be June. Yes. Yeah. So I tie it to a specific season, which I notice quite a number of people I've interacted with have the same thing. Because especially during inaitwaje, when you're starting your year.
New Year resolutions.
Yes, New Year resolutions.
which this was one of it.
Yes, this is
Roger, but yeah, by the way,
yes.
Tuko June.
Still, it's still
half
in
year.
The year. It's still in the year, please.
At least imeanza still within the first half year. Hajafika katikati.
Fair enough. Tumefika technically. But
tuko mahali hapo.
Juni,
Those are release July.
Juni Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I'll let you have this one.
Yes.
I'll let you have this one. But yeah, nika notice when people do New Year resolutions, kuna targets wameka, I'll need to start these things in January. So ikifika Feb na hawajaanza, it blows the whole thing.
It does.
Alafu they don't push it to July or August. They push it to itakuwa New Year resolutions are next year. Itakuwa New Year resolutions are next year. Like you see this memes zenye zukwa like hii mwaka ishaisha. Like, let's wait for the next one.
Enye ikifika mahali inakuimisha hivyo. Juu episode tumeplania the same.
Exactly. So tying targets to a specific season, you may notice for me, is one of the reasons why I procrastinate. Because if I don't hit it within that season, I push it to the next season instead of the next immediate time to do it. Like I do that. Alafu, another thing is trying to tie it to someone else's level of preparedness. So kama tuna umecheka juu najua ni ukweli kwanza wewe unani if I wasn't your friend I would have been much further in life. Would have been much further in life. Anyway, yeah, like Eleni, you have planned to do something with someone, alafu inafika mahali where you feel you're ready, but au hawako ready. So
say to me directly.
Don't go through the corners.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, but it also happens in my case where we have planned to do something with someone, then imefika mahali au wako ready, but mimi bado sijafika your level of readiness, then I stall them. Inakuwa since mimi siko ready, acha tungoje tufanye next month or tufanye in 2 months time.
Yeah.
I'll be ready then. I'm not ready now. Yeah, so especially something that you have planned really well with someone else, unaweza feel like you don't want to leave them behind. Hautaki saa ikae ni kama ulimwacha you spent all the time with them planning, alafu ukamwacha now. It's a you thing. You still want it to be mfanye nae, like it
Yeah.
was your project. And I get.
Uh,
Yeah, so that's also another reason why really notice I procrastinate a lot.
hapo ndo watu sa wanaanzanga masolo trip, unapata mtu ako coast peke yake, kwa sababu
Yes.
wenyewe you keep planning it with a group of friends or with anybody, and then people never ready at the same time. People vibrate at different frequencies. So uko poa, uko na do, uko na time, so you're all set, you have the plans and everything is good, but mwenye watakwenda naye ama the group of friends wanatakwenda na wao, someone isn't ready.
Speaking of solo trips, can we just briefly address the issue or preparing for a trip? I feel like 90% you was scam.
Prepare.
You don't prepare for the most amazing trips. You prepare financially. You prepare financially. But for the experience, I'll give an example. There's a time we went to some trip at work, and it wasn't planned. It was like an official trip. Tulikuwa tumeenda someone else's occasion, so haikuwa tumeenda kujibamba. Ilikuwa we have gone to support this colleague, then we come back.
Yeah.
Something like that. Then we happened to have the most amazing time. It was totally unplanned for. Then when we left, when we were coming back, tukaanza kuambiana, or people started having this conversation, yeah, ati, we should plan something else like this. Nikwambia, it will not work. I guarantee you it will not work. We will plan back next year. It will not work. Wakasema, no, stop being pessimistic. Nikwambia, okay, plan basi. Nikwambia, such things, you don't plan for them. It just happens.
It just happened. Alafu that was a small enough one enye mnaweza amua tu muishie, but like a 3-day 5-day or even longer kind of train kidogo 5 to longer days, unapata you need some structure.
That you need to plan.
I did that trip yangu ya earlier this year, beginning of this year solo, like ilifika point nilikuwa nimeset nilikuwa nimejipatia goal hadi March kumaliza vitu kadhaa, alafu nikimaliza April ilikuwa niende holiday. Ikafika March sijamaliza, niko like, you know what, these things are not done, they're not done, like sana do
this is a next quarter problem.
Tukaipush hivyo. Ikafika April, am I ready for the trip? Yes. Have I finished what I was supposed to finish ndo nijireward na trip? No. Lakini si trip niko ready. I decided I'll not procrastinate that one. That one wasn't ready to procrastinate.
At least you procrastinated one, you save face with the other.
Yeah. Alafu napata you do procrastinate, you push things and aziko bambi. Like I'm sure we are more, you're more likely to push kitu ya work related ama something serious than kujibamba, than kitu story yako ya sherehe.
Watu postpone sherehe. Unajua venye watu ungojea Friday.
Imagine weekend yet ni the small one, lakini job bado ndio iko kwa list yangu zimejazana. Activities zangu za weekend za hii mwezi zimeisha. Like I'm good, I've done almost everything. Not kila kitu, but you're almost there. So me I still went for my trip, but I hadn't planned for it. Me thought yangu ilikuwa kuna hao, niko na do, then I'll just see what coast has to offer. Like it's not the first time, I've been there a few times. I'll just get something to do. Manze I did not.
What happened?
We have a friend, more to know the way he's good at planning. Nikafikiria manze ningemcall, mwambie cheki buni nipangie itinerary vizuri. Because really think I didn't have that many ideas. Now after 1 week of just clubbing and partying, I go enough anymore. Like this is not what I came here for.
Yeah, you need something more experience, because that you can do it in Nairobi.
Exactly. Like go on ndio nje yote to stay over for a month just to do just
kupigiwa kelele na like that's something you can do in Nairobi.
Nikaenda beach zenye nimezoea like hapana, like manze badozi, so it still didn't feel very rewarding. So for longer ones, I need to find a way to plan for them. But hizi ndogo ndo you can. You can just amua tu spontaneously cheki twende. Alafu Naivasha. Hiyo ni hapa. Sikia venye South Africa ndio imemaliza ndo the new Naivasha. Amen, tanzo kusema hiyo pia ni pale hivyo. But procrastinating a few things you like, so things you don't unapata ndo way more likely.
Actually on that point unapata, at least from my experience, the irony yukuwa, it's easier to procrastinate the things I find hard, but when I do them, I find them more rewarding.
Eh.
Like for example, achana job, achana work. And I don't know if you love your job, but I do. I love what I do.
Sips drink.
When uonge na HR akuchangie JD. If you don't like your work, go speak to your boss.
Wait, it's a Friday.
Go speak to your boss.
Tuongea naye Monday.
Have a candid conversation with him. Sherehe is the best time to have these conversations. Unakaa chini
mnalewa
mpige shots
naye.
tano mwambie tu bro.
Kachukua hapo naye.
Boo.
Lakini saa kuanza kuchoma mbele ya watu wa HR jo.
Hapana. HR wenyu si beshte yako. Make friends bro. You should know people.
HR.
Anyway, like for example, if there are few times I wake up on Saturday mornings and I really don't feel like working out. I don't feel like going to the gym. I feel like maybe yesterday I slept late, which is my fault because I should have tracked back in my planning nijue. For me to wake up refreshed, I need to sleep at this time. Ndo nikuwe na enough energy kwenda gym, ndo at least isikuwe nimeenda waste time.
Yeah.
But
hizo zinasonika reasons zenye unajipatia hiyo morning.
si unaanza tu kujiambia again, will anyone die? No. Will the gym owner not be able to support his family because I didn't come for one day? And no, he won't be. So unaanza kufikiria tu, let me just push it. But when I actually go through with it, you know what? Let me just eat and go. Hata kama ni even if I'll half-ass the exercise, at least nikuwe nimeenda. I usually get out of there and you feel fulfilled. Like there was something difficult in front of me and I actually went ahead and did it. Because on the flip side, if it's something that's easy for me to do, I don't know about other people, but I don't find any reward in doing easy things.
See, the rewarding part ni that they're out, like zimetoka kwa list. Yeah, it's easy, but si kitu inakusumbua anymore. You have to think about it.
They're the less rewarding things on my list. Let me put it like that. They're the less rewarding things on my list. But ikikuwa something challenging, like nikijua this is a challenge, then I willingly decide to.
And you enjoy it. You enjoy doing the challenge.
Yes.
Yenye ikikam kwa job, kuna some things you're given at work.
Uko tu like, I really don't feel like doing
KYM this. Kind of shit.
Yes. Yeah. You just feel like I don't feel like doing this. So it will be hard. You'll do it. No tatokapo, you're more exhausted. Yeah. That's why in my personal time, I really don't like doing things I don't like. I might do things that are hard, but they're hard things that I like. They're things that I'll derive pleasure from once I execute it. It's like ukitaka, if you're a huge fan of hiking, then uambiwe, sijui this peak, Mount Kenya, it's very challenging.
Yes.
You know it's hard. You'll know it's hard. Now, maybe you will cry half the way there. Utashinda ukipiga kelele ukisema the weather inakuchapa, your shoes imeingia maji, like you will keep on complaining. But ukifika utakuwa na level of satisfaction, like I actually managed to do this despite it being that hard. But ukipeleka mtu apendi kuhike,
exactly,
atawine the whole time, na bado akifika awine 10 years later they'll still be whining about it, like ulinipitisha.
Hata kifika huko juu na enjoy the view and scenery and everything, bado for them the whole
impatia satisfaction.
Yes, it wasn't the same.
Which imenikumbusha, there's an interesting concept I was listening to in one of the podcasts I listened to, and this clinical psychologist was talking about how when you approach a challenge willingly, it's like how the kind of circuits you use to approach that situation is different from the one that you would engage the circuits that would be engaged if that stressor was imposed on you unwillingly. I'll give an example. Ukiwa mtoi, Ushaiamka asubuhi unafikiria, I should probably wash those dishes. And maybe I will wash
tukiwa
them at
mtoi
noon. Like,
sahii
umeamka tu ukiwa mzuri.
sahii jana
Acha nitumie example ya mtoi because it fits this
zangu
example.
Joshua za jana pia though.
Yeah. So unaamka unafikiria, by the in this house, maybe I should wash this house. Like it's been a while since I did this. Or let me do these dishes.
Yeah.
Then your mom wakes up anakuambia, by the Pascal, make sure mwoshe hizo vyombo.
Yeah.
Now sitaki kuosha. Now I really don't feel like washing them. Because initially, it was
your own voluntary choice.
Yes, it was your own voluntary choice. Which is an important thing when it also comes to negotiations. Because when you're negotiating with someone, you want them to feel like they made that decision. You didn't force them to make that decision. Because if they feel like you forced them, inaweza kuja na some sort of resentment. Yeah. Even if the deal was good for them, at a feel, Pascal made me settle for this. But if you make them feel like it came from them, that idea came from them, watakuwa na more contentment, even if the deal was worse for them compared to what you would have forced them to take. So that's an interesting thing I learned, which helped me, even when I feel, going back to procrastination, even when I feel like procrastinating, I try as much as possible for me to derive that willingness to do it instead of having someone else come and force me to do it. Yeah.
The only thing I think that I've read recently on IG that Nini talks to it kiasi ilikuwa like a really good meme, made sense. Ilikuwa sama fuck motivation, like you don't need it.
Well, language bana.
F motivation. But for real, no, like F that thing, because sometimes you won't have it.
Ashindwe, anko yangu anasemanga hizi nini anasemanga. I thought he was a good role model.
Wait, the first time we cast
bana we. Nani episode 1 umeanza mapema.
30 minutes in and only now like
umeanza mapema.
Makofi though.
Umeanza mapema. Anyway.
But plus I was quoting not my words. There's an IG post on it like imesema
just
hivyo.
The message.
Imeandika F alafu star. So nisikuja pronounce hizo star.
Yeah.
But the reason he was saying that is because sometimes you won't have it. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes inaisha. But the biggest thing you need is discipline.
Yeah.
And then me every single time as an adult when I hear discipline, what comes to mind is stories of high school bado. Oh, being disciplined or like
kufanya dark walks.
The definition of discipline that I have in my head ni not making noise, staying still. Like you know definition yenye niko nayo discipline. So
bro uko na trauma ya high school.
Azi mi recover, mi heal.
Trauma ya high school. Go see someone. I have numbers.
But high school ni kuimpart any other definition ya discipline in me apart from when I think it's nafikiria Juma. The discipline captain.
Yeah.
That's what you think. And also, when I was reading it, you don't need motivation because sometimes it's not there. What you need is discipline.
Yeah.
And I figure, okay, so like,
true.
What is the definition of discipline? What do I need to do to be disciplined enough to do the stuff I say that do? And to like
lazima ni fiwako juu
like your discipline point iko ina make sense. Definition ko nayo na venye nimeko brought up understanding what discipline is. It's not the kind of discipline that would help me do what I say that do.
Yeah.
So just changing my whole mentality around that and learning a few things and now getting to understand what discipline is. Alafu sana fikiria how do I get discipline into myself, into the stuff that I do every single day. Hey, so itakuwa nyingi. Into the stuff that I do every day. So it's story of kuamka mapema on time, the time you said you would, doing like nilikuwa naongea na a friend akiniambia the basic thing. I'm a really shitty person sometimes, and that one doesn't deserve to be censored.
Yeah.
I am sometimes ikikam kwa responses kwa communication. Every single person anijua anachukia that about it. Tutani text and I'll respond 2-3 hours later if if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But getting to push myself mali najiambia cheki like hii itaniuma, there's no need to push it ati niseme nitaifanya time ingine and just do it now. Kwa sama what your dad told you ati do if you can do it today, do it.
Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today.
I think nafaa kwanza kuapply hiyo kwa like every basic thing na do so that it stick to. But
andika hiyo quote, in 10 years you will thank me. You will thank me. Utakuja kuniambia, hey bro, manze, that changed my life. It opened up doors I never thought it would be open. Mse, take my advice.
Quotes niko nazo manze.
Quotes hazikusaidii.
Quotes hazinisaidii. Si ndio yale nimetoka kusema ingine lakini ndio ulikuwa nisoma na shindwa sasa ni do. But yeah, it's I don't think I'll recover. Me I'd say I'm a chronic. Wewe ukisema you're a what procrastinate serial. Mimi yangu ni chronic. Yangu ni chronic. Nakwambia na procrastinate hadi ku reply SMS. Tutujua jibu hadi sasa ipo ndani. Like I'm just there.
And he's here recording a podcast. Na amekublue tick.
Ndazijibu. Ilikuwa nikutumia some stuff jana. Unajua nilikumbuka at 2 am before ni doze.
Mimi nimekumbusha leo. Nimekuuliza kwani hujamaliza kunini?
Hiyo like kuna vitu zingine ilikuwa nikutumia. Okay, hiyo hata nilikuwa nimesahau. Nikakumbuka leo. But hiyo so hiyo nilikuwa nimesahau. But kuna some other stuff I was to send you. Alafu kwa akili yangu nilikuwa ndaifanya baadaye. Like kuna process. Alafu unajua tu the moment you start thinking about the process and steps you need to do to actually execute what you're supposed to do, inakuwa refu zaidi. Juu nafikiri haya ni call, ni text, nifanye ABCD. Unakwama kwa B. You have so many other things to do in that just one task before malizane nayo, whether ni job ama your own personal things that unachoka before iishe. Kwa mimi nakuanga hivyo. So either hizi stories as you taking a break, like regular breaks. Naweza take a break between one task mara 4. 1 hour breaks each. Like unafungua IG kwanza
unafanya kazi 15 minutes, you take a break for 45.
Ndio hiyo. Yes. Come back into the next hour. And then the same. Fungua TikTok, it's another 1 hour gone to hivyo.
Nimepata hiyo quote ya nini. Yeah, that's
tomorrow
doing
today.
doing things voluntarily and involuntarily, which I think some of our listeners might actually find it helpful. So I'll just quote what I wrote because I actually wrote it down. The quote is, if you impose a stressor you know, something that stresses you. So if you impose a stressor on 2 groups of people and on one group the stressor is imposed involuntarily and on the other group the stressor is picked up voluntarily, the people who pick up the stress voluntarily use a whole different psychophysiological system to deal with it. They use the system that is associated with approach and challenge, and not the system that's associated with defensive aggression and withdrawal. And the system that is associated with challenges is much more associated with positive emotion and much less associated with negative emotion.
Kaujelewa hiyo rewind like 5 seconds back, 10 seconds.
Uzuri tunaipost. Uzuri tunaipost.
But naget yeah, because you're more open to it on your own. Like
if you pick it up voluntarily. Yeah. If someone else comes and tells you do this, like now sitaki.
Lakini sasa mimi hata si pick up vitu na kuna mtu akuniambia.
Hiyo sana ni shida. On that point, by the way, nilikuja ku realize I think the hardest where the actual work starts in someone's life inakuanga akiingia kampo. Unajua kampo, you don't have anyone compared to high school, especially public schools. High school you are forced to do everything. There was a time to wake up. Like you didn't really have any option. And if you didn't,
your own,
you didn't choose your wake up time, na ungepatikana domu kilala during prep time, ungepanishiwa. So if it was 5, mnaamka nyote 5. If classes start at 7, you're supposed to be in class by 7. But now after high school, unaingia kampo, like where I was, no one really gives a shit about whether you go to class or not. Like no one really cares. and you can literally go through a whole year umeenda tu kufanya exam, hakuna classes umeattend, umepiga tu beshte yako kumwambia si unisainie class attendance. So you really have, if the willingness to do these things don't come from you, other people don't really care about your life. Wako tu like, and especially in public universities, lecturers are there to just pick paychecks. A lot of them, like, as long as nini yake imejaa, the attendance list yake imejaa, na alikuwa na 20 attendance and 20 people did exams, they'll just mark.
Sure.
They will just mark. They won't try to follow up who was in my class and who wasn't. So you are really by yourself. So if you actually don't pick up that self-discipline, I think hapo ndo mahali, which I think it's pretty unfair, because mnatoka high school where that stressor is imposed from outside. You're not given leeway ya practice that, especially during your teenage years. You're not given that leeway ya practice that self-discipline. Alafu all of a sudden,
you're not even given the definition. Nakwambia mimi Kenya najua discipline ni kunyamaza na kukimbia.
Exactly. But discipline means making sure you wake up at 5 every day if you have actually purpose to wake up at 5 every day. That's what discipline is.
Yet what you are taught ni discipline means usipatikane kwa dom time ufai kwa dom. Like that doesn't translate into the same thing.
Discipline ni push-ups, basically. Na dark walks zilikuwa zinanimaliza miguu na magoti. Hadi mtu akikwambia haya simama uende. You first lie down, stretch your legs. Yeah, let me first relax before I go. So yeah, I find it quite unfair for young people that change in environment is that drastic. That all of a sudden umetoka mali, almost every aspect of your life is controlled to a place where umeachiliwa. Umepatiwa ID ukaambiwa bro, enda.
Jisort.
Where jisort.
Alafu your point, I feel like right now we are a bit more disciplined because we are now tied back to work.
Yeah.
Unapata job inakuweka on point kila time. Your point, when you're still ukianza kampo vipoa.
Bro, see job. See job.
Bills.
Bro,
bills.
Ni bills.
Ni bills, true. Bills ndo zinakupatia discipline ya
kuamsha.
Aya, ukiwa kampo hauna any responsibilities.
Zero.
Do inakuja. Manze nilikuwa naangalia photo zangu nikiwa first year. Juzi. Niko like manze I was happier. Like you can see from my photos, sina pressure.
You are glowing.
Sina pressure. Ati sijui sina do, ndapata do. Man. Life was nice. Like, what do you have to think about anything?
Everything annoys you. Like I was looking at
bro,
I was looking at my electricity bill. And nikiangalia how that's a good question, because sijui mbona nilikuwa nimeamka kutafuta hasira hiyo siku, but I just decided to check. No, I'll tell you why. Because nilinunua tokens za thou and I got like 37 units. Niko like hapana, it can't be this few. Then I tracked back. Exactly a year ago, I bought 62 units for 1,000.
Say different administration. Tulivote. There was an election to back home. We didn't go to vote. We now live in a world where we do.
Acha kiturambe. Na kinaturamba. We.
Unaangalia KPLC unachoka. Mimi nashinda mbona unaangalia. Unanunuanga kama umeziaka na unajua tu ikiturn red sawa ndaka next time.
I was so worked up. Alafu now the budget that I usually have, because I have a monthly budget every month, it keeps on buying less and less things. Kidogo tu. Alafu with this tax whatever, finance whatever, now in addition to my money being spent on less things, that money is reducing. Anyway, so ni bills ndo zo kuamsha.
Unaanza hiyo spiral tena hivyo. Unaanza kufikiria bills, unafikiria tax, unafikiria kila kitu unachoka. Iza fikiria on a Friday. Msee, like
By the way, if I could, yeah,
tulia your audience listening.
this is not the right.
Just achana hiyo. Sorry about
This
that.
is not a therapy session.
Think about on a Friday.
This is not a therapy
Leo ni
session.
Friday, so si bado anaweza chill.
Yeah.
Forget bills kidogo.
But inafikanga hiyo point where that discipline ina come from such where
such pressure.
Unafikiria you have responsibility,
Yeah.
you have things to actually take care of. So
so ndo maana unaacha kuprocrastinate.
Bro, au procrastinate. Ati
niko na
procrastinate saa ngapi? Dunia ikiendelea kusonga. Unless dunia isimame, ni procrastinate kwanza.
Basi tungejishtua hivyo ndio tuanze the podcast earlier. As we keep saying on this first podcast, we've been wanting to do it for so long.
Yeah.
We planned it this year, Jan. Like we had everything set. The reason tunaifanya in June and July, I'll go with the excuse where you want ready, ulikuwa unashinda ukipush every quarter.
Bro.
So sawa, trenda. See, that's how you procrastinate. So na si hapa ni mimi na so hivyo ndo procrastinate tukajipata huko. Hizo reasons zingine hazijaishi. But yeah, it's been a long time coming since Jan. I think tulishinda tukipangia Feb, March, April. Okay, mimi kwa akili yangu nilikuwa nikifikiria consecutively month. Juu the first time we did it in Jan this year, 2023, we decided to do another one in March ama Feb. And then the month came, it passed. So kwa akili yangu nilikuwa nikifikiria I'll do the next one. But April nilijua I'm not away. Like I'm not around. I thought let's do it in May.
Yeah.
And then June. But yeah, here we are finally. Again, claps for that. Big up guys for listening.
Hi. So now I wanted you to also tell us like how do you now avoid procrastination?
Can you hear crickets? How do I avoid it? Manze nimejaribu so many ways. Enye sijui bado. Honestly, I don't know, cause I even got whiteboard. I start writing what I'm going to do that day. Lakini me at the end of the day naiendanga tu na cancel. Niko na vitu tano za kudu sasa, sijafanya hii. Nimefanya hii tick. Number 3 sijafanya cross. So we just honestly sijui. It's a battle. It's a continuous battle every single time too. Najipata there. Like I keep trying, sometimes motivated, sometimes try to force in discipline.
Yeah.
But honestly, mi niko tu Joe.
Make to imenisaidia ni not trying to spend a lot of time planning, being comfortable with not having everything, with not knowing everything before I start.
Yeah.
So I know enough. Alafu after I'll just start, then I figure out things as time goes by.
That helps.
Yeah.
You're in a fear, because I'm sure there must be some fear around that.
Yes, but I find it necessary because
lack of information just
again, I'm not God. I won't know everything. Sitajua kila kitu. And if I wait for me to know everything, I'll wait till the end of time. Anyway. Yes. Acha tumalize. Leo tumeongea sana.
But I keep saying it. Like me, I'm on a very nice, good vibe, good mood. It's something big to me. We've been saying we're doing it.
Yes.
Again, you're doing a new but that we've been saying we're doing it for so long.
Yeah. But at least we have started.
We're here, and we're here for several more episodes.
At least, nyingi, several more seasons.
Yes. Seasons.
Yes.
Seasons. We're here for seasons.
Alafu mtu atuonyeshe hii ni clip after tumekuit after 5 episodes. Aulize. What happened to several seasons?
Seasons
define what a season
is. Yes.
Yeah, like, define a season.
Yes. We'll have to define it.
Let's break it down. What is a season? Anyway, but yeah, it's nice to finally start it. And yeah, I hope imagine tu watu watatusikia
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah,
listen up on a Friday podcast.
Yes,
we'll be coming out every other Friday.
Yes, and we are on tuko wapi by the Spotify.
We're
on Spotify. We're on
Apple
Instagram.
Music.
You can also find us on TikTok, on Twitter, and Apple Music as well.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes. On
Yes.
Deezer.
On a Friday podcast. Just look at on a Friday podcast or on a Friday pod. That would work.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah.
That's all
Hey,
we have.
don't worry. I know my stuff. Don't relax. I know my I know my stuff. I know my stuff. Anyway. Yes. So until next week. The next episode, whenever it will be.
Listening on the next episode. For me,
Yes.
Pascal, cheers.
From
Follow
me.
us on IG, Joe. Follow us on IG.
Nilishasema.
Joe.
Bwacha
Cheers.
tulishasema dry jokes. Anyway, yeah, this is Ron. Have a good weekend.
Bye.